It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon and you are tuned into Radio Windy Bay 98.3 megahertz, the ultimate in campus radio. It's TGP time and we are more than ready to educate, thrill and entertain you. Today's drama is very sensitive and educative as well, so we'll implore you to pay more than the usual attention as we present today's skit. Before I introduce the title of today's drama, let me ask you these questions. Do you know what genotype is? Do you know the implications for not knowing it? At what age at all do you have to know your genotype? Some say even before you start dating, you must be sure of you and your partner's sexual status. Is it necessary? When married couples find out their careers, should there be a need for divorce? This and many other questions will be explored in today's drama. So please call us or text us on 0503 923158. Text us or call us on 0503 923158. Or you can also join us live on Facebook on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. I'm calling the numbers again. 0503 923158. 0503 923158. You can call or WhatsApp us. And you can also join us live on Facebook at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. So the title of today's drama is it necessary? Is it necessary? No hiana. We want today's drama to be very interactive because it's a very educative drama. So you can call or WhatsApp us on 0503 923158 and share your opinion on it. Or if you have any experience on today's drama, you share with all of us. Let's get to Studio B and get the actors ready. Hello, Studio B.
Hello.
Are you guys ready?
Very ready.
Okay. The listeners are also ready to listen to you. So let's get on it.
Maybe a picture near Trabi.
Oh, Trabi come.
Pictures, obituary poster now.
Drape me faba lecture na nya lecture ndi na me drape basa no pictures ntia ndi me sure era twitwa me beka oh twitwa me beka ho
na udini na TikTok na Facebook and I find share ayo bando no to be ayo
twitwa me beka na ya no me mpe o me se twitwa me beka
yeah me kwa mabra me nsa no crash me su camera angle no na wo he me di twitwa free
no you dey nya kra
ja me ntwa Ade, Chaweni, statistically, and you're trying coffee be never. Hey!
Coffee, where did you do?
No, some more crack from Hunsem.
I love for
time. I have photos, This week, we yell it. Now we are going to
now we're so I now we're so
Hey! And your mum, Romo.
To me fall into such stupid love, sir.
Now love where they love, and your love, you woman. Now we are love.
So somewhere only a damn bitch I cry for you know how shimo the same university. It's me falling in love.
Birds of a feather.
Hey!
It's maybe an huche. Hey,
I said then I almost HIV. So question your cool.
Me coming to me.
Oh my phone
Bomba.
Hey, as I'm being
I'm met you no from a yellow and sign. Dear Ben. I'm a bit phone.
Oh, I have to feed my viewers, Mr.
Viewers, no video won't feed you.
Oh, no, you're the man pecra.
Feed you. My brother, me, I think I mean, coming quite sure. I cake you a fridge and when you call can shake and some coming quiddy.
Come to me. Send me to a chingo fee and go to
dear. Sican auditorium, mano.
Oh,
Magdalene, Talena or Toyano. Or chance can a friend is a man catcher or friend for corner. It's Yanako Chanek.
Metiano, a ranion out here mentari,
and you may nimechi, and I'm quite concerned to me, and I'm no ever coupé.
No, you're send them into us a crowd.
Coffee, Jew phone. Unja better for me. J may call.
Bye bye.
What's not?
Justice.
Yo, bro.
Boy, trim na yon kwaya style.
Charlie come de me co-host kwaya more like.
Accommodate. Now when I didn't know maybe your class one.
Maybe ana.
Some more 3 B.
Yeah,
style.
Some day me 1-2 ya me more like what you say.
Into wood or line akobawana.
Oh. Maybe there some check.
Unsan come the name Abudu.
Why Abudu? Now one was a girl checking me that.
Send me names or line woman sir.
Oh, girl checking me that.
But what could her page in this one?
Page my class group no.
Corner correct. We had to be a prosper that too.
So prosper guys or hard you also there.
Use the first date money to check your genotype before you decide.
Medical genotype chart. Genotype. I don't know maybe all the time no.
Maybe I'll share this.
Maybe yeah. You didn't come on to be Anna. Baby, I want you to check your genotype before now then send me baby.
Into wo check here na said na genotype na ngasa kra there.
Me name the crop. Me name so who say me are said then me ko check me genotype so that in future like in December say be me there.
Boy no lie. But minimum kasa here say we be check you AS
Charlie nyoma we ehun hia genotypes say ya be school ya GN kakra o na genotype
some na mo pe odo for dem mo check here na ye de
masa on fana some come me ya me la o si genotype on dog yanko pe
watch bi na me de come dem
okay enko down
Makachira was saying no minim yare hame. Where wakofa bayi mini be kura free. Menum gidi.
I drop I was so bomb didn't know 1 cup full. Oh, Kakado no more tin for dry. Fine. Makasa
a rabina. Minim yare no. Doctors now prescribe and rule yama so. Yare ne banama fano. Now concoction idea. Also, all different po.
She. Enye baby keke. We mam na ye mame. Ena na mde so me yare anu. Nti na me sin num bi because so den dey say serious say me dey no. Nti na me sin num.
Me yare na serious.
Too serious.
Wa na otwe ba ko bia wo yare. Otwe ba ko bia wo yare yi na. Okra wa ko hospital there.
Me yare. Me yare dey nya hospital asemo. Anyway, doctor want to me so no cry.
Yare be na nya hospital. Yare.
Me dey na spiritual attack. Mabusa do mo pa de pawo. Obeje di sama me first born. Second, third, omo mi ansa no mo awu. Na me keso nine. On person mo kumeza sa me kwanam ni made. Obia kodu jesasa no ejai. Obia kodu jesasa me kwa mi koma ni mama sa be do investing no. On person mo kumi free ho. Na mama nso ode me akọ baby a ya pedro we ya mama. Nti no na me de ba me ho ban.
Rabina.
No ma so no.
Oh, Debbie. Okra na me pa bisa. Oba school mo ha ko esa ya friend say medical.
Baby
I dey na mo check it.
Oh, check me Johnson, many mason, menum, mesen, menai, x-ray. Baby, no.
A man check o genotype.
Genotype.
Oh, asemo. Wait na aka ho. Nti na wonim na make yi. Wonim, enya nko no asemo. Mesime wa asemo mabusu papa. Hwe, me mama oye AS. Me papa, ono so ni genotype AS. Me nti me SS, me sickler. What you say? Me yare no. Ba omo no mo nhyada nim se omo genotype AS ba on so no mo do mo ho. Omo do mo ho pa ntino no ase omo ko hu akire no na omo ntimi nja omo ho bio. Nti oso omo de yare sa. Ene so de agom me bre no. Nti yare we ya ne ochira no ma yare ni sansan no nyina ye ehun susu aso. What you say?
Oh, mathematics formula we no mama mo yes ni we ndi.
Enye mathematics formula na me
kan. No, it has nothing to do with it.
Make an answer.
Max na so no de wo mama na ama won mo de awo wanya yare nti na mo jem ti na mse no me de bi
na unim se se mo de mo se animu unim nti na me se na ko cheki
me mama mo nya SS ne 7
no de to yare
spiritual attack. Mama mo yare. Why sickle se den
na spiritual be spiritual. No me. Oya ko school ko tire no so no we yare be na spiritual.
Na ma ko school na genotype there from school ho be.
Rabina.
Jai dia o ye na no me dro no we ye.
Ko pa maduane bre me na me de edeme.
No me dro na mama.
Menum ko pa aduane ne bre me. Na nya aduane di ye de no madro.
Mate.
Oh, o person crowd do. Ayi watch no so to up.
Watch it. Pa nkrakra bi no watch na ope. Me dem ko pa nkrakra bro do no watch.
Mate.
Jai da o chenu po. Na no medru no. Jai genotype na sam.
Me nja genotype asem. O de obehuna aka ichiri. Obehuna aka ichiri. Me nja genotype
sense. O de kan me bo modern ahwese metumi a check de.
Ehun hia, e wo so check. Ehun hia.
Me da won ti me ya right.
Yes, maybe I'll do asem.
Let's sing.
Me huye kasana me nko de asem.
Na just the asem be na ba.
Kasana me nko madam penentem.
Justice, wow to me, bare 2 weeks ni. Wow, feel me, no call, no test. Are we really serious about this dating thing?
Dating there. Madam, and last time ukasa ya man complaining tiana.
Kasa be na me kasa ya wan complaining.
Oh, catch him the main hospital ko check me gin den me ko test. Debbie, how do you see me?
Oh, Justice.
And I will show me I'm fit.
And went na ma obuefu sa 2 weeks no be a date, no call, no test, nothing. No me campus but no trim. Hey, Justice.
Now so what disrespect to me? How can you tell me say I should go to the hospital to do tests, genotype in Sembasabi?
Justice, me call workshop. And omo church say partners there. As someone checking my genotype.
Partners.
As someone checking my genotype when I'm home state and sa bibia be koso akoso. Check na nya bibia. Me nka sa wo yare.
This is your partner. Who is your partner here?
Enya wo.
Mabel pa.
Just
Like, we just started something, we are having fun, we just partners. I don't know when you bring a genotype near dinana. Madam, when your partner be na mo koyo genotype akoyo, if you are ready for your marriage or say then koyo aden as a genotype ne there.
Justice.
Me I don't need
Justice
it.
I'm not say first guy I made it no na me no worry. And I may buy university and so now your guy I may share wa when you Jim who I miss many Jim. And to me who say I don't cry about worry. That is why I'm forcing you to go and check this thing.
Madam.
And yes, I may cast away Yari
when your partner be more koyemu genotype who said then means harden minima the crocker mean Drew's level no. It's for married people or more my warrior or more bewu said then and all my yes test no. The other thing I also catch him say I don't even understand it. Mommy, me genotype bia or now you're ready go.
Justice, this is very necessary. You have
to
check.
Hey, madam, me pen and ten. Bye bye.
Justice. Hey, I asked someone. Papa used to catch you said this thing is very necessary. You have to check. I'm a boss here. Obama me don't know so John. To see a genotype here, I said me catch you on check and I say, hey, I asked some pound. Justice, bro, my sister, my dear, the man check you. Justice. I asked someone.
Ata.
Mira.
Soba.
Mira, ni adia sound.
Ata.
Ma bre.
Ata wudem subana ebunu ofian menyanjem. Ata. Afrey 2 weeks obafie. Wo him da ba fa banayel. Ankasa wo to the time am kare yeden. Fa ko hospital. Enyem ko hospital so ba ya. Epere fo bi so de aba san osi.
It's Mira, you have nothing now can sam.
So what asama kan
sa. Na sa so yoba. Bisa me say yekoye ekosi say anka en say hwe.
Nti etwe ma me biso asama ka chem. Amem ka da nyen nko no aba mensa so biso.
Mira, ubisa me o me ka hwe o. En say bibia.
Aw twede na kasa aba sam no si.
Yekoye no. And yes, yare na yekote da.
No, oya no pona kata awale beje because wo fiefo since ye way kutu no su fie no we kuku membe nyina membe basa we ku boko ya bla ka ho.
Erade na ko posoma.
Ata.
Soma kuma.
Oso akuma, oboso akuma.
Mira ade asa. O we fi said bia me wo a wo se fa obeyi coach ya me mame. Me de kola no koye esoro be kan kola no sa ma ya hwe kola miensa. Me no pe na aka.
Ata.
No ya le me bom subo Mira mpa cho ade asa.
Nze pede kere awu ma me okuku ya ma.
Ai nti mem bom subo me bobi.
Ata. Wo da man sam na kan menyan je. Kutu no su fie we kuku memba ni na. Ba onya no ntina ma fa wa ye be hwe ya kan wa asem echi. Ewabna sisia no. Mo okoye no si.
Nti ane se. Erabna wa fefu. Doctor they say when you say
Erabna fefun.
Ai Mira.
Da wa fefun okofa no wen.
Na Mira se me no bisa me sa no. Wo fefu ya fa wen. Wo she me nyim no e banse na me nyin say. Na Mira o yakola.
No. Abofa ko school DS wa ka fefun. Yefun so okofa no wen.
Enti no. Dia akosi ano wa fefu nti obewoba. Eja ebenya nana. Ya hwe nkola miensa.
Asama eton e kekanyina. Nte chelo oye oda wo beno abofo.
Oh, na se Mira, me twa no na so akola de nyame na de ma. Eno me bi mo bro mo bre. Na me ba o yare yare si na me na duma ma wanyin sen a. Me mpo no.
ata asema ka chemenya e ka bebrebe ya abɔ no abɔfaba no ho na wakɔnyema esene ye da nyame ase ye wabɛhyɛ bɔno no dama na enwie school ata dama na enwie school a
mira o hye menyin GSS na mentimi ewie no so wo to aso eko SS and oba ka chem se me ewie school
amena me ya
wa me bɔ me so bɔ anya me ewie
so no yo do
akwala na otie me na che ti me bɔ me so bɔ
choro Rabna way
wada no ho fa no so wada na onya
friend
mira man nde
Rabna Rabna bra wabɛhyɛ bɔno no the man na ye wo two for enti na Jesus pepe na kwanya me
see Erade so makoma nti no me twa Erade na
Erade so wa akoma da wo da musuban bon me fa me che Rabna kra na sisi ana na waka Rabna tno Rabna
da
abade no yo
da mtia me yo na ada me shova
ebe shiva mo we see the ebe shiva na shiva Rabna wonyo do sikin nti enya bede wa mpacho Rabna
da
abade poti no yo kachem
da me
yel ata our for test no
enye
the other dem mo other pimpim mo embum ebe de na ebum Rabna je kankan ado wodo no na kachem Rabna mse hwede na kankan ado na chem na me penentem me mama akoma mbakwa wo bon ka wona wo so ele mepe
da yo ya de
ebisam do ya bade
the Rabna wa ko school bisa papa say
ebisam do ya bade
ma se
oya light bill
midi ame
mala
wa so onyem
8 weeks then da either be mistake no minjindi
Rabna ebe ya minjindi mo bo nyuma Rabna onye wudi no wo test no
da me dem be mistake nyame de
Rabna menyabe na mokwa no me so onye wudi no wo test no do na
minjindi
na test no what's iron
what's minjindi hey man
Jojo akole when ya ka say ade no me no ye so anyem nti jai no
ata wo de me kebi ata
jai no
ata mama nyeme bankasa wa be shebono no me mama
da ida be mistake onyame
de obey mistake de Rabna
da
kachem ababen ba na nyene hihye wo school one
da our friend Ratty Benson
Ratty Benson
ranyo Ratty Benson e won nyima this way Ratty Benson say Benham
menyam da menyam no krom so
enyim no krom
mimbisan
e question wo school na na enyen ka hihye wo wonyo ko school enyen obi ka hihye wo Rabna
da be
now so one number there
one number
ntanyi no school a
nti your friend e sabe kan
your friend na your
friend na mira
minjindi
Rabna for wonyim na mama no for so perfect
na suera
work as some no go
ya ba somsa
Rabna musu so poi wa ba she
bana Rabna se mesu koda wai koda na je wa hu
ata me kan po da ejima akoma asama ba ya kan se onkonkoda
inti mira
menye da ma da
ma bua se fusi
mu bu efu
na so na kola so de se yampo no
de yampo no afa no wala nkasa
na make say
e wa afei we busuafo start the water afei wa yela hwe ka wa ya bo no yen ko school so wa akwanyam na ebe gina ka chem de na abofa be de nyame na the man yen school no
nti wa hye me wo se me school wi o de ba besere
me ma se school
kola no kwa umpo ya beje no
chodu na ye ebe chodu na ye ebe kansam this is ya wenya ba ye be ne den
mira akola ne de anya ba de me de mepe nti no on worry abrante no mo wo bi nkan
wo bi nkan aw nine mo aware de wada wo bo nti e kon bia do ye boko ne akore
Boy, Justice.
Yo, bro.
Another me who you cry. What's up?
Charlie, whom he is saying.
Said the only maybe as a my distance gap now you're wide, but she only Felicia ne Hannah Moses say, boy, what's up?
I only me a ladies man with Charlie.
Yeah, ladies, my sister, only maybe, what's up?
Saga on a dog and long be on me and a genotype. There's a me catch up.
I for test be not
or say in Crawford being a bar workshop being say before you start a relationship I was all who or partner genotype I was also who dear and send be brave me there my dog and my dog and Miss me home me sa level me ndri say me ko check me genotype now ko check cry then ko check na fi enya na oyende and who adwendwen cry be ku Tell them better. Unim.
Ska say a crack. How could you scam and
Charlie,
boy, dog in a. But also line be any member. Maybe Bama would do.
Dog and on Mrs. Saga long master. The Bama
so near would do now. My memory, I will be answering you.
Now, my classrooms or campus.
See now I know.
Charlie, dog and on maybe or there's oil.
Was.
How so ultimate samples? I'm a young climate. Sana any panyam.
Me to me sample day. I don't know me tam shame. Man can't say,
we are sure that test results no. And you'll be there after the show, dear.
Share me for a can, Miss Minta medical catcher say, ya can me and Jendi. Miss Uncle drugstore or to test kits, I share. I am positive, not my catcher or be my issue. My issue.
I'm a main country. A rabbiner. Me ye my dressing me ubasisia.
Share
me ye my dressing me uba. Nitintin in the theatre, and say, Yankuya, what I'm doing.
Unya disober over.
Yan,
and can no panament say, man can a young put the old boy. Just an old dadam,
me dada say
dadam, who saw bow and then there, and one song who send their own yashi.
A rabbiner, me no pardon, I'm a boy. And I can't my catcher will say, Konako check you genotype. Oh, I saw the dentist. I want to check his album. You bet you say about Flora, me say, Minim Secla, Minimpa, and I also Yari, and him say. Also, was so mathematics formula, no SS, no, say, a friend, so to say, yeah, define when I got your sack and bear Yarifo. Oh, Yami, doctor, oh, Yami. Share me for so by me. I'm not so share no, mamma, and genotype. Wow, for say, me the warrior. Share no more, more, mamma, the door. Mama Jimmy, me see, yeah, what I'm not to Ubenu, because you mean ya by me one share what cut us of every Jamie so when yami. No, Metiano, one castle need to ask me a secla. And I'm all for soon. I may be Yasa and Susan Sui. Men person me Baba Brent, and I may say, go check, you know, only one go check it. Said I was to the Mimi did your tram, Mrs. Sabra Cross, so ye, son, your friends, a second. I fan can't some tram. May I for. Into no me who they say me kokoya genotype amanya and into manima also me and one time is me I don't me who say me test no me test bia until both of form and simple Rabina it is not necessary I take that test me say me ko hear me we are doing yes obey send your better friend oh yeah it's not necessary I warren now so far me couple women by my side, I got sinning on my mind, sipping on red wine. I've been sitting here for ages, ripping out the pages. How'd I get so faded? How'd I get so faded? Oh no, no, don't.
Abusia for drama Nisi. I know you followed it and you saw how things were going. This should tell you that the genotype issue is very, very important in our lives. I will not talk much because we have resource persons here in the studios of Radio Windy Bay who are with the VGP group to help us understand a lot more about the genotype issue.
I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream. So tell me when it kicks in.
Just as I said, they are here to help us understand some of the issues the drama addressed, so please pay attention as they educate us.
I've been looking for love.
Before we get to them, please call or WhatsApp us on 0503-923158, 0503-923158, so as to get interactive. We want to know what you think, or if you have any related experience, we want to have it as well.
Don't leave me lonely now. If you love me, how you never learn? Ooh, color crimson in my...
So I have with me here Mr. Kwesi Hainson Mensah and Mr. Prince Afo. Please, you are welcome.
Thank you.
So we want to leave the floor for you to educate us on this issue.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I would like to first congratulate the students for the topic, choosing such a topic. It's a very good topic to treat, so I want to congratulate them. I want to touch on some few things they did, especially one. First was the stigmatization. When you watch the first scene, yes, they were stigmatizing against those who they thought were sickless. So it was the first thing I want to touch on. The second thing was the need to check, because they were talking about why should I check, why should I check, why should I check. And the third scene also was attributing the cause to spirituality. There was a part they were talking about spirituality, whether it was from the family, spiritual, and the third one was whether you should know before you marry or you should not know. So those are some of the things I picked from their set. When we talk about the sickling itself, I can see we are talking about genotype, but the real thing is the sickling genotype for proper identification of what you want to use, the sickle cell genotype. And the test that we normally do is called the HB electrophoresis for the test to identify what is happening, whether it is AA, AS, and the other one. So that is what I can say for now. Okay. When the question comes, then.
Okay. So what I want to know is, just as you said, is it a spiritual disease?
Thank you very much. We don't check for spirituality in the hospital. So if there is anything spiritual, the physical cannot detect it.
Okay.
So for us to be able to detect the thing in a laboratory, then it means it is not spiritual, but rather physical. Okay. So it is not spiritual.
Okay. And how serious is it for one to get to know his or her sickle cell status?
The important why you should know your sickle cell status, because one, if you don't know your status, you yourself, if you are a sickler, you'll be living with the status all the rest of your life, because it is a status. It is not a disease which is curable. It is a status. When we talk about status, it means that something which is with you for the rest of your life.
Okay.
So since it is a status, it's something, if you don't check and you don't know, or if you check and you know,
then you know what to do. Then you know the various advice you take, how to live your life, and how to go about your diet and other medications.
Okay.
So that is one of the reasons. The second reason is for your offspring, because if you are a sickler and you also marry somebody who's a sickler, or you're a carrier, marry somebody who's also a carrier, to prevent having children who are sickless, that is one of the reasons why you should also check.
Okay.
So that you will prevent your children being your sickless. That is the reason why checking for the sickle cell is very important.
So it means in the drama, Irabna and Ratty. Ratty was so insistent that Irabna terminate the pregnancy because he doesn't want anything to happen to his children. So it means it's very important that the parents know.
Yes, it's very important that for us, especially the youth who are coming up, we live in a system where marriage is very, very important. When you marry, there's a lot of things ahead. So we all hope to get married. But before you get married, there is a stage. You start from dating, then you go to courtship, then. So that process, I believe that one of the conversations that as youth we should have during that process is about the medical status of your will-be partner.
Okay.
And as part of the medical status, you should also talk about the sickle cell status of the partner, because if you talk about the sickle cell status, you will know whether you should move on with the relationship or not, or what you should expect. There are people who get married who decide not to give birth but rather adopt, because they know that there is a possibility of them having a sickler as a child. So when you get to know, then you know the decisions you take going forward. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Please, I also heard that in the drama, one of the characters mentioned that it's expensive and it costs a lot. Is it true?
When we talk about the cost, the sickle cell gene test is a status. So a status is a test you do once in your lifetime. So the whole lifetime you do it once.
Okay.
So the price as of now, I can say, I don't want to be general, but I'm sure it will be from 50 to 100 cedis.
Okay.
So if you should do such a test once in your lifestyle for 100, let's say maximum 100 cedis, I don't think spending that amount of money, you should be more than, because if you fail to do it, the subsequent cost to maintain a sickle cell patient or a child is very, very expensive.
Okay, yes.
So as compared to the cost of testing, I think that one is better.
Okay. Okay, please hold on as I reintroduce the line to my listeners in case someone has something to say. Please, if you want to share experience or even send something to us, you can do it on 0503 923158. It's on WhatsApp and you can call as well. 0503 923158. Those on social media, that is Facebook, can also join us on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM, and we'll be glad to read your comments and your suggestions as well. Please, one question I want to ask to end this is it deadly?
Okay, you are talking about the condition, whether it's deadly. What I can say is fatal, and it's fatal. Fatal means that when someone is a sickler, let's say SS. I want to tackle SS.
Okay.
You know, we have the sickle cell. We have a lot of status. The status, we have AA, AS, SC. We have SS, AC. We have CC, and we have STO. So all this one, but the one which is common is the SS, and that is the one which is more fatal. The fatality rate is such that the life expectancy of a sickle cell patient as compared to someone who is not a sickle cell patient, their life expectancy is low. The reason is that their red blood cells, ability to produce the red blood cells, it ruptures less than 120 days. You know, when you produce the red blood cells, our blood, the red blood cells, you have to take 120 days for it to rupture. Rupture means that it has to go off, then another one will be produced by the bone marrow.
Okay.
Because their shape is not as ours, it will rupture within, some take 20, 30 days for it to rupture. So the rest of the days, the body is not being able to produce the other ones. If it is not able to produce, then it means that they will become anemic because they will lose blood. Anemic means that we have, so they will become anemic. When they become anemic, the red blood cells, what it does is that it produces oxygen to the organs.
Okay.
So they will not be able to supply oxygen to the other organs, like the heart, the kidney, you can name them, all the other organs. So that when the organs are not functioning properly, then means that with time, the fatality rate will be higher than someone who is not a sick. So that's what I can say for that.
Ebusanfo, if you just join in, you are on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM, and the VGP group is discussing genotype and its related issue. That's the sickling cell genotype. So we've come to know that it is fatal, and it's not as costive as compared to a career treating or making sure he or she stays alive. And also, one must note that it's very important, and you should know your status in case you are thinking family-wise and you want to produce baby. So we are continuing. You can just keep up with us and then follow through. And sir, another thing I want to know about this genotype is there a specific group of people that should know? Is there some age limits?
Okay, you are talking about some age limit who have to know.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Age limit. Okay. I would like to handle.
I would like to talk about this.
Okay, sure.
Before knowing your genotype as a newborn baby boy, because you see the blood itself has not ruptured well before a baby is given birth. Has not ruptured well. So when you come to the lab, you don't normally perform sickling. We do sickling tests, but that one we don't normally perform for newborn babies because they are 6 months and above, because their bone marrows are not all that strong to produce that blood. So when it comes to the electrophoresis or the HB, you want to know your genotype itself. You need to be about 5 years and above before you can even know your genotype state.
Okay. So meaning a mother cannot have the test to know the status of the baby that she is to have.
Come again.
It means when during pregnancy, a mother cannot determine whether the child she is coming to have will be having the sickle cell or not, depending on what happens inside.
It can be yes or no.
Okay.
Yes, in the sense that when we have AA, you know that before somebody become your sickling status, it depends on, you pick one from the male and the other from the female.
Okay.
So it depends on what you pick from the male and what you pick from the female. If the male is, I'm using male instead of father.
Okay. Okay.
If the male is AA and the female is also AA, so we are likely to get an offspring which is AA. So that one you can know. But if the male is AS and you are also AS, now you don't know which one is being contributed. So it can be, you don't know whether the A or the S from the male, or the A or the S from the female, which is being contributed. So at that point, you cannot tell whether it is AS, AA, or what. So unless they give birth to the child.
Okay.
Child. So when the child comes, as he was saying, we have to reach a point where the bones are formed.
Okay.
So that, you know, at the initials, they have cartilages.
Okay.
They don't have bones.
Mhm.
So we have to reach the point where the bones are formed. After the bones are formed, then when you check, then you can know that is AAAS. And what I want to say is that if you check and you are told that it is AS, don't go and check again.
Okay.
Some will be checking today, they will be checking tomorrow, they will go here. When you check, so that's why whenever you go to a recognized place to check, you have to keep the record so that any other time when you go to another place, you present that I have checked this before.
Okay.
This is it. You don't need to go and check it again.
Okay.
That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much. And please, where can one go to have the check done?
Okay, the second genotype is performed in every lab.
Okay.
Normally this time we have cassettes.
Okay.
Normally this time we have cassettes that we use to check for it. So if you can walk to any lab, any hospital lab that you can.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we really appreciate, our time is almost up, and we appreciate your presence here. We'll also do justice to whatever you've told us, as in eating well when you were a career, and also doing whatever is necessary to know our status so as to help our offspring and those around us. We thank you a lot, and we hope to have you again some other time when we need any medical help. Mr. Kwesi Henson Mensah and Mr. Prince Afo, we are grateful to have you here.
Thank you very much. Before we go, I want to say this, that it is not spiritual. Nobody should attribute such a condition to spirituality. And secondly, you should not say, I am highly educated, so I don't need to test for my status. And I want to encourage all of us, especially the youth, those who will be marrying. When you get into a relationship, one of the conversations you should be having is that you should know your partner's sickling status. Let him or her go and check. When he checks, it is not a criteria for you to marry or not to marry. But when you get to know, you know the decision you take when you get married. So that's what I want to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Today we said something about genotype and it's very important that each and every one of us, this one is not family, it's not for husband, it's not for wife, it's for every single person, and the age starts at 5. So as early as 5 years, you can have a check and know your status so as to help you take certain decisions in life as long as humanity is concerned. Thank you very much. This is Naftali, and I hosted the VGP today. Until we see you someday, sometime, it's a bye-bye.
I got sinning on my mind, sipping on red wine. I've been sitting here for ages, ripping out pages. How'd I get so faded? How'd I get so faded?